Come on to my house, I'm gonna give you candy. Come on to my house, I'm gonna give you apple, plum, and apricot too. Come on to my house, come on. Come on to my house, come on. Come on to my house, I'm gonna give you figs and dates and grapes and cakes. Come on to my house.
Pepperoni, the American sausage. Most pizza lovers would agree that the cornerstone of any traditional pizzeria is pepperoni. It is a little-known fact that pepperoni was born in the Italian delis of the Lower East Side of Manhattan around 1920. Pepperoni was the creation of Italian-American butchers who were creating a salami-type sausage using simple ingredients available to them in New York City in 1920s. And from those humble beginnings, pepperoni is now king of the pizza universe. Today, our show host and stand-up comedian, author and feature film director Paul Provenza will be visited by home and pop-up pizza chef Angelo Ford to turn Paul Provenza's The Green Room comedy venue into a pop-up pizzeria to serve the crew of The Guy Behind the Pie.
We're waiting for my buddy Cal from Chicago to come, and yo, Cal!
Please excuse all the flour, you know how it goes.
Did you bring your horse? Because he's also a blacksmith.
Apparently I'm a blacksmith because I'm wearing an apron. I guess that's the way to go.
I forgot my hammer.
All right, what are we doing now?
So the first thing that we're doing is working our dough. We're trying to loosen up the dough. We're not trying to stretch it at this point, we're just loosening it up.
All right.
And you can kind of see the size that it's getting bigger. And as I'm going around in a circle with my hand, just kind of keeping that round circumference, trying to keep it looking like a pizza.
What size are we looking at? About 10-inch, 12-inch?
Yeah, I like, when I'm doing a backyard party, I like to do about a 12-inch pie. For, you know, I think it's a good size. You cut it into 6 slices, and you make a couple of them.
That's good for me. What do you guys have? I notice you don't want to rush this.
No, this isn't to be rushed. For me, making a pizza is a visceral connection, you know, to the very DNA of my Italian roots.
Did you have a mother or a grandmother or a grandfather who loved making pizza?
So my dad actually came over from Italy in the 1960s with his 2 brothers. All 3 of them opened pizza places in Boston, Massachusetts.
No kidding.
No joke. And I remember being there as an 8-year-old kid, you know, pushing pies after school. And, you know, my dad moved back to Italy, my parents got divorced, and that was the last time I saw my Italian father. So I grew up with his uncles and memories of what he was. And for me, after I left Boston, I became a pilot in the Air Force, traveling the globe. Making pizzas was always something I could do with my buds that just felt like a real connection. At this point, I'm not really trying to stretch the center. I'm just pulling the outside of the dough. And that's when we're ready for what everybody wants, right? We put our hand in the center, we give it a good stretch, and up into the air we go.
You're just showing off now.
I gotta admit, it does feel great showing off. We've got our dough stretched out nicely to the size we want. We're gonna go ahead and light up the uni so that it can preheat so that it's the right temperature when we put the pie inside.
Okay, so tell us about this uni.
So the uni's really great. I like to go with a mixture of some good charcoal, and then I just sprinkle in some good flavoring chips like these little pecan chips.
All right,
And how hot do we have it?
So there's a lot of different opinions of how hot we should go. If you're cooking in your house oven, you know, the most you're gonna get that up to is like 500 degrees. If you go out to a shop, they're most likely cooking at probably around 600 degrees.
And this will reach that?
This will reach, I've had this as high as about 1,200 degrees.
Is that even legal?
We're gonna slide it right in and push it all the way to the back.
Yeah, I've heard so much about these ovens, and I've seen videos of them, but I've never seen one in person. It's really, really compact and really manageable. And now this is pretty popular, this uni, right?
Especially over the pandemic, people staying at home, looking for something to do in their backyard. Massively popular. You can find all kinds of, you can see I got this mini peel over here. I got that from Uni directly. You can make it into a hobby if you're really interested in doing that.
Sounds like fun.
So now I've got that back covered up and it's starved for oxygen. It's gonna try to pull it from the front.
Wow, that's cool.
You gotta get yourself some kind of temperature gun, and then what you're gonna do is just point it in the back there, give it a good shot, use the little laser sight. I can see we're already up to 320 degrees.
Yeah.
So we're gonna wait for that to come up to 600 degrees. We're gonna let it hang out there for a while to really warm up. So I like to put the smaller chips in to help get the larger charcoal up to temperature a little bit quicker. It's kind of like throwing a little turbo boost in there to help you get your oven up to the temperature to cook at. Ones like this that are a pecan chip add a nice little smoky flavor as well.
So, fresh tomato or canned tomato? That's what I want to know.
You know, I like fresh tomato, but Cento is one of my absolute favorites because you don't have to do anything. You open up the can, you grab yourself a spoon, and you know, it is ready to go. As you can see right there, already a nice crushed tomato. I like the crushed tomato, canned tomato.
I've never made a pizza like this, but I never had an oven like that. So let's do it.
With the highest quality ingredients.
Yeah, absolutely. It's humble beginnings, simple ingredients, and I absolutely live by that when I'm making backyard pizza. Get yourself a nice scoop of your sauce, put it right down in the middle, and then use the bottom of your label to kind of just circular out from the center and get a nice thin coating.
So kind of less is more with the tomato sauce.
Just like we were doing with the stretching, less is absolutely more. Today being the Pepperoni Brothers, of course we're gonna go with my favorite, Hormel pepperoni.
All right.
You know, right? It gets a lot of crap on the shelf next to the packaged pizza, but for me, I don't know if it's because I loved eating it as a kid, but it's just one of those things where Hormel is the go-to for my choice.
Well, I can tell you one thing is that it's sliced real thin.
One of the problems you have when you have real thin sliced ingredients is if you put them on top of the pie, they'll burn.
Of course.
So what my daddy taught me was you put them underneath the cheese. And what we're going for here is coverage.
Do not skimp on the pepperoni.
If you're gonna do it right. And we wanna make sure that when we cut this into slices, everybody gets some pepperoni in their slice.
I'm told, tell me if you think this is true, I'm told that the packaged mozzarella actually cooks better than the fresh mozzarella.
I think it does. You're looking for low moisture content mozzarella.
Okay.
That nice big balls that you pick up, they're floating in the water, buffalo mozzarella.
Yeah. The burrata.
Delicious, but you're gonna put that on afterward. It's like a delicacy.
Yeah.
You don't wanna cook it in there because it's so much moisture, it's gonna make it all soggy. Gonna start in the middle with our nice thick mozzarella chunk. Now we're gonna do a little Romano.
So this is a quattro formaggio.
Instant quattro formaggio in our backyard with a base of pepperoni. So we've got our cheese resting. Let's go check on the temperature of our fire.
All right.
So right from the sneak, I can take a peek in the back to see what it looks like, and I'm seeing some real nice white coals.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
Here we go. Let's take a look at there.
466.
466, so we're right about 500 degrees.
I can't believe I've never heard of any of these kind of like portable, you know, pizza ovens.
I feel like there's a lot that can be done with this.
I can think of a couple. You're looking a little mischievous with.
Whoa.
Little turbo boosts. All right, let's drop this pizza in. Ready?
Awesome.
Every 2 minutes, we're basically just gonna give it a check and do some positioning.
Take your time, chef.
There we go. Yeah, you're right. Take the time. Just give it a nice smooth turn. And now we basically want the front to be the back.
Oh yeah. Oh wow, we got a nice char on that.
Nice char right there. Look at that.
Beautiful.
Look at the cheese bubbling.
Yep.
We're definitely at the right temperature. We're gonna keep an eye on it maybe for another minute and a half.
When do we eat?
Bravo.
Where's that cutter? This side's great.
Yeah. You can hear the crisp. You can hear as you're going through. It's a nice cut.
Hey, it's the pizza pie.
All right.
All right. Beautiful. Hello.
Let's have some pizza now. All right. Grab a slice.
Pizza pie. I'll take the burnt one. So good.
Good job.
Right? It's always good when you can eat the product that you're fishing, right?
Nice job.
Yeah, you know, you're running a little bit behind and you want to cook for all your buds. You stop at your local pizza place and you pick up some dough that's already done. You take it home and you cook it in your uni.
And where'd you get this dough?
La Rocco's. This one's from La Rocco's. Definitely check it out.
That's Reno's.
Reno's Buddy's place.
We're gonna go there tomorrow.
Rocco's. We're going tomorrow. Beautiful New York style pepperoni, thin crust.
I'm in.
All right.
The Pepperoni Brothers' first visit will be at La Rocco's Pizzeria to visit LA pizza owner and chef Rob Howard on Sepulveda Boulevard. We heard about Rob's awesome Neapolitan New York-style pepperoni pie with a crispy crust from fellow pizza lover Reno Tondelli, who will meet with our show host Paul Provenza and with local musician-songwriter Cal Pizarro. Together they will be meeting the guy behind the pie to talk pizza in LA and make and share a La Rocco's pepperoni pizza and a beer.
His kid and my kid played baseball together.
I see.
And the name of the place is sort of named after my kid, La Rocco's.
All right, I am so looking forward to this. I can't believe I didn't know about this place.
It's the best New York pepperoni pizza this side of LA.
I can't believe I've never been here before.
New York, a lot of way.
Very New York already.
It's New York. It's New York in the back.
Hey,
LA in
welcome.
the front.
Hey, how you
Hey,
doing?
good. Hi. Hey, Reno. Hey, man. Thanks.
Bobby, how you
Good to
doing,
see you, man.
baby?
Good to see you, man.
Oh, look at this now.
Hey, who we got?
Cal,
Hey, Cal. Rob. Pleasure to meet you. Likewise. Nice to meet you.
is that proprietor?
Yep.
Pie maker?
Come on in, guys.
Come on, man. I hear.
Oh, see that?
Yeah. Well,
See that? The
Yeah, the
pepperoni's all
pep-
crispy on the edges.
bestseller right there, the little
Nice.
cup pepperoni. And you got to try the White Stone. The White Stone is
I hear the
phenomenal.
White Stone's the way to go.
Yeah, it is. And it's nice to get something with no sauce, you know? Little change.
And a puttanesca. Where do you find a puttanesca in this town?
Where do you find a puttanesca in this town?
Right?
Is this official puttanesca?
Yeah, well, it is an official puttanesca. It's
Do
got.
you have some putas in the back there?
Yeah, I don't want to say whether I do. Actually, I think it would be illegal for me to say if I did.
I think you might be right. Keep quiet.
Yeah, I could be walking into a lawsuit right there. It's got artichoke hearts, black olives, on top of a cheese pizza with some fresh cut basil.
Capers?
Capers, no capers, but we do put anchovies for.
Oh, you won me over.
Yeah,
Anchovy, very underrated. Excellent
absolutely.
On pizza.
Do I got my jalapenos? And we have our jalapeno pepperoni under there. That's a good seller too.
All right, I'll take them all.
All New York style, all thin crust, hand stretched, 18-inch, all we do.
I'm here with Rob Howard of La Rocco Pizza here on Sepulveda Boulevard in Los Angeles. Rob, how did you end up with your own pizzeria?
Well, I got lucky. It was the right time, the right place. I had the money available, and we got this place going.
So why pizza? What drove you to pizza?
I wanted to work with my hands. I had been working in the restaurant industry in Los Angeles, cleaning restaurants for 20 years.
And the place is spotless, I gotta say.
Thank you. And I wanted to get involved, and then my guys taught me how to make pizza and showed me the dough, and I fell in love with it.
What was it about pizza, making pizza, that spoke to your passion?
I think it's the raw ingredients to a complete product so quickly. It's amazing to go from flour to this full pie in one day, and not just once, but you do 100 of them.
And what makes your pizza special?
We slow down. We stretch it by hand. We pop all the bubbles with our fingers. We take each pizza. We make sure it looks good. It looks perfect. It's round. It's not oblong. It's not weird.
And that's most pizzerias don't do that kind of thing?
I think a lot do, and a lot of there's some great pizzerias in town, and I'm a fan of a few of them. But no, I mean a lot of places don't. They go too fast.
They just mass produce them.
They're just pumping them out. Yeah, and you'll get a pizza that got a big puffy crust on one side and flat on the other, or it's not round, and or your flavors, your cheese proportions, are they right?
What is right? What do you mean cheese proportions?
That's an East Coast, West Coast thing right there.
All right,
Yeah.
keep going.
Okay, so everybody here wants more cheese. On California, they love their cheese. But all the New Yorkers are coming in, they want it sparing, very sparing.
Is
They
that
want to
right?
see their sauce. Yeah.
Well, what do you think that's about?
I think it's just what they grew up with. I think that's how it was. I think maybe the old Italians were cheap. They didn't want to put a lot of cheese on their pizzas.
Because I grew up on real neighborhood New York street pizza. I grew up in the Bronx. I used to go to Roma Pizzeria on Allerton Avenue. It was right around the corner from where I lived. And I've yet to find a piece of pizza that matches that. But I suspect that's mostly my memory and my nostalgia, more so than any actual reality.
In 20 years, they're going to be saying the same thing. They grew up right around the corner from La Rocco's Pizzeria. And that's what,
Right.
that's what they remember.
Well, I'm looking forward to some. What do you recommend we drink with this?
I've got a 3-Weaver IPA with an 8.6 double IPA.
What does 8.6 mean?
8.6 is your alcohol content. So your average beer in a bottle is 5%. This is 8.6%.
That's got to make the pizza better.
Yeah, right. It's like having 2 beers in one.
And what is this brewery, 3 Weavers?
3 Weavers, a nearby brewery. It's a female-run and operated opened brewery, and they're very they're big. I mean, they got the big old kegs in there, and they have festivities and stuff at the.
So you guys are kind of supporting each other in
a
your
way,
business
yeah.
ventures.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's nice. Do you focus on things like local ingredients?
We do focus on good ingredients. We use a purveyor that's here in Los Angeles for our sausages, a family-run company, and so that's one. But generally speaking, it's kind of hard with pizza. It's a lot. It's
What kind of the mozzarella you use?
Wisconsin, whole milk mozzarella, low moisture mozzarella.
Have you ever tried to make your own mozzarella?
No.
Oh, that's a bitch.
Yeah, I've seen it done.
That's a whole other art
With
form.
the big vats in the water.
Yeah.
It
And the
looks
big,
cool.
big stretchy.
Yeah.
I got a question for you.
Okay.
There is a theory that one of the reasons New York pizza is different from most other pizza is the New York water used in the dough. What do you think about that?
No, it's a bunch of hype. Yeah, I've heard people say that they ship their water from New York and nonsense like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it had. I've heard that it has something to do with the hardness versus the softness of the water, different in Los Angeles and New York. And
It's a known fact that the water in New York City is really clean. You get all that water from upstate New York, and it's just the best water. We don't have that. Our water comes from far, far away, and it goes through many channels, and by the time we get it, it's not quite the same.
This is what I've noticed, is that the water doesn't really matter because there's too many variables. And the difference in the mineral content of one water versus another could be completely irrelevant when it comes to, you might be an idiot making pizza.
Yeah, but you cannot use tap water. Let's be clear about that.
Really?
In New York, you can. You can't here. No
Really?
way.
So
Absolutely,
what do you-
we've tried. I mean, it's happened.
So what do you use? Distilled water?
We have a 3-stage filtration
have your
system.
own?
You bet. Yeah, you bet.
Oh, wow.
And if there was a day when we tried making it without to see what would happen, it was terrible.
So there is a difference
Yes,
in the
there
water.
is a difference in the water. But you don't have to go to New York.
All right.
Yeah, we get our black and white cookies imported from New York.
Oh, that's some
Yeah.
serious New York right there.
Yeah. So that, and then we make our own cheesecake, and we make our own tiramisu here in-house.
No cannolis, though.
No cannolis.
Because you can't keep the quality?
Because I won't do them until I can make the crust myself. When I can fry my own crust and do our own, I'll do them.
Well, this is a man who's committed to quality. I like that. Well, let's have some pizza.
Let's have some pizza.
When the world seems to shine like you've had too much wine, that's amore. When the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie, that's amore. Hard to play, tippy tippy tay, tippy 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 tay, tippy tippy like a guitarandella.
Do you do Sicilian as well?
No, we've been playing around with it a little bit. We've made it a few times. And then we made ciabatta the other day.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so we're just kind of, we're getting our legs and trying to think, like, what do we want to do next? But we want to do something good.
I just learned recently that there is no olive oil in a Neapolitan slice.
In the dough?
Even
Or anywhere on it?
when you bake it. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Do you have olive oil in
We
there?
started adding olive oil about a year ago to our dough.
That's one of the things that I love about a Sicilian slice is they put the olive oil right on the pan.
Yeah.
So the bottom of that Sicilian pie is nice
Yeah.
and crunchy.
I know.
That nice chewy dough.
When we made it, just wasn't there. Like, it was good, but it just like wasn't the best pizza I've ever had. So I'm like, we'll get there.
I love a good Sicilian. But this is barbecue chicken.
So this one we called an Angelino because it's got barbecue chicken, right? You would never have this in New York.
No,
Never.
I never saw it until I came to
you
California.
won't. This is Angelino, and then of course this is a Hawaiiano. Again, you won't see that in New York.
Pineapple on pizza, very controversial.
Very controversial. But you know the traditionals, the White Stone.
Love the White Cloud. That's
Yeah,
nice.
we make a Mexican pizza too that honestly is so good. It is so good.
The dough is the same.
The dough is the same, but we use black bean soup. So it's a
instead
sauce.
of tomato sauce?
Yeah, and then we use Mexican cheese, and then we top it with some jalapenos and some peppers and some chickens or carne asada one time.
So you get creative.
We get creative, yeah. But we're trying to stay with quality, not do too many things.
I need to be on your email list to find out when you got the Sicilian worked out.
Okay, all right. It's a tricky pizza, the Sicilian.
I know, right?
Yeah,
And it's
we
like-
couldn't get it crispy on the bottom.
It's so interesting.
Yeah.
I wonder if that has to do with the water.
You got this water theory.
I'm a purist. I like a nice margarita. And you know what else I like to do sometimes when I make one at home? Which obviously is not this kind of quality. I do my best. I make a margarita.
Right.
But my favorite topping is arugula.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Arugula on a margarita. Ooh, it's nice.
That bitter.
That nice bitter thing.
Yeah.
With the soft
I was
crunch.
looking at arugula 2 days ago when I was at the store. I'm like, God, when do we start putting some arugula on pizzas? It's funny you should say that.
Yeah.
I'll try it on the margarita.
Oh yeah, nice. All right, I've made an impact.
You have? We'll call it the pulse.
Wait a minute.
We already have one. You guys are gonna get some pizzas today? We're gonna maybe sit you down and have a few pizzas? Yes. Yeah. I love this sound. This crunchy sound when it comes out. Like I said, I'm a pizza fan. There's so many good pizzas in this town. Hey!
Heaven above.
That's the real deal. Yeah. Now, I'm going to tell you the truth. This is Alejandro's pizza. That man back there. That man's a pizza genius.
And you're right about this white one.
It's-
I'm normally not a white
Yeah.
pizza person, but this is like
It's nice,
so
isn't it?
good.
It's
No,
just,
really.
yeah. Yeah, a lot of guys can throw it in the air and do all that, but what does it look like when they're done? Isn't it incredible the thing about pizza is that it's the one food you just don't ever get tired of. You don't. Never. I eat it like almost every day.
Oh, this is incredible right here.
I'm not a fan of white pizza, but this is delicious.
I love it. There's some serious pizza passion going on over here. Would you guys want a pitcher of beer? Yeah? Yeah? Let's do that.
This is the mark of a great crust, where you can fold it so it crackles and still holds together.
That's it.
Wow.
All right, guys. Who's the pourer here? I have a crew that they run the place. I mean, I'll be honest. They can handle every aspect of the business, making pizzas. And he said, "So you're a pizzaiolo, a pizzaolo?" And I said, "We're on the West Coast. We call ourselves pizzeros."
Pizzeros.
Pizzeros. This crew, man, they keep this place running. It's a lot of love in here.
The Guy Behind the Pie is brought to you by Platinum Funk Farms, because everyone knows pizza is better with your buds. And Anthony's Place in Brooklyn, New York, serving fine Italian cuisine since 1938. And ASIS Insurance Production Services for all your production needs. And Elite Catering in Eastern Pennsylvania, delivering love in the form of comfort food since 2005.